Alright, welcome back to the RTS Camera Series. In this video, we're taking things up a notch. Not only are we going to switch our project into a proper game and UI mode so the mouse actually works the way we want, but we'll also add one of the most classic RTS features, edge scrolling. That means when you move your mouse to the top, bottom, left, or right side of the screen, the camera smoothly moves across the map, just like in real RTS games. It's a super fun mechanic, and by the end of this video, you'll have both mouse cursor support and camera edge movement fully working in your project. And hey, if you're enjoying this series so far, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming episodes. And drop a comment if you've got ideas or feedback. I really appreciate it, and it helps me know what to cover next. Alright, let's set up our input so we can use both the game and UI at the same time and also keep our mouse cursor inside the game window. First, in our RTS player blueprint, grab an event begin play node. From here, add a sequence node. We're doing this so later on we can easily add more logic at the start without cluttering things. Next, right-click and search for Get Player Controller. From that, wire it into Set Input Mode Game and UI. On this node, change the in-mouse lock mode to Lock Always. This makes sure our mouse won't leave the game window while playing. Now uncheck Hide Cursor during capture. We want the cursor visible when we're moving around. Then, from Get Player Controller again, add Set Show Mouse Cursor. Enable the Boolean and connect the execution pin from Set Input Mode into this node. And that's it. Super simple. If you hit play, you'll notice the cursor stays locked inside the game window and you can't drag it out. To stop the play session, just press Escape on your keyboard. That's our setup done. Now let's move on to adding camera edge movement. Alright, let's create mouse movement for our RTS camera. First, find an empty space inside your BP RTS player and right-click. Search for the node Get Player Controller. Now before we dive in, let me explain the logic behind what we're about to build. We want to grab the mouse position, and if the cursor is touching the top edge of the screen, like at 98% of the screen height, or touching the bottom edge at 2%, then we'll move the camera forward or backward. Same logic applies to left and right edges. If the mouse goes past 98% of the screen width or under 2%, we move the camera left or right. Basically, we're turning the screen edges into movement triggers. Okay, let's do it together. It makes way more sense when you see it in action. So, from Get Player Controller, drag out and search for Get Mouse Position. You'll see it gives you a location X and a location Y. Here comes the tricky part. We're going to use the mouse X position to drive our Y movement and the mouse Y position to drive our X movement. It feels weird at first, but that's the logic we need here. Next, right-click and search for Get Viewport Size. Split the return value or break it. Both ways work fine, so we get X and Y for the viewport size. Now we need to divide. Take mouse location X and divide it by viewport size X, and then take mouse location Y and divide it by viewport size Y. Like I said earlier, the X division will be used for mouse Y checks, and the Y division will be used for mouse X checks. Strange, but trust me, that's how it works out. Next step, comparisons. Right-click and make two comparison nodes for each division. One is greater than set to 0.98. That means 98% of the screen, basically the edge. The other is less than, set to 0.02. That's 2% from the edge. So if the mouse crosses those boundaries, we know it's at the edge of the screen. Alright, now right-click and search for mouse Y and mouse X. Make sure you use the event nodes, not the axis values. From mouse Y's execution pin, drag out and add a branch node. Shortcut tip, you can just hold B and click to drop a branch quickly. Connect the mouse Y event to this branch, and for the condition, hook up the greater than 0.98 comparison. Before wiring the movement, let's make things cleaner. Remember earlier when we built movement from WASD with enhanced input? That was using add movement input with get actor forward vector and get actor right vector. Instead of rebuilding all that again, let's collapse them into reusable functions. So select the nodes for forward movement, right-click and choose collapse to function. Name it MoveForward. Do the same for the right movement and call it MoveRight. Now we can drop these functions anywhere we need them. Much cleaner than copying everything over and over. Back to our branch. If the condition is true, so mouse position X division greater 0.98, we'll call the MoveRight function and set the scale value to 1. If it's false, add another branch. This time check the less than 0.02 comparison. If true, call MoveRight again, but this time set the scale value to -1. Easy. Now let's repeat the same thing for mouse X with the Y division. Create a branch, hook up the greater than 0.98 comparison. If true, call MoveForward with a scale of -1. If that's false, make another branch for less than 0.02. And if true, call MoveForward again, but this time with a scale of 1. Basically the reverse logic of MoveRight. Compile and save, and let's test it out. Run the game, move your mouse to the edges, and boom. It works like a charm. Now the camera smoothly moves just by hovering the cursor to the borders of the screen. Super handy for RTS games. If the movement feels too sensitive, or the borders feel too thin or too thick, just adjust those numbers. Instead of 0.98 or 0.02, you can tweak them to make the detection area wider or narrower depending on what feels good for your project. That's it. A nice little hack to get mouse-based edge movement for your RTS camera. I love this trick and I hope you'll love it too. Don't forget like and subscribe and drop comment below.